This is ReadAlignDoAlignCooking.com. My name is Mike Pierce. Welcome to my kitchen and welcome to my home. Today, we are going to make, boneless pork chop with white corn polenta and broccoli rabe, or rapini. And it's from a cookbook called the Spiaggia Cookbook by Tony Mantuano. So let me kind of explain how this starts. The first three ingredients in the recipe is 4 cups of water, a 1/4 cup of salt, and a 1/4 cup of sugar. And what they want you to do is put it in a saucepan, heat it up, stir it until everything is dissolved, turn it off, and let it cool, and then put your pork chops in them. And let it brine overnight for basically 24 hours. Okay, so that's the first thing. I've already done that, except I didn't wait 24 hours because I don't have time for this. I waited 2.5 hours because I didn't plan this completely perfectly. So that's the first thing. Let me go through the recipe real quick and then what modifications we're gonna have to make. 4 boneless pork loin chops, 5 ounces each, 1 bunch broccoli rabe or rapini, about 1 pound, 4 tablespoons extra virgin olive oil plus extra for drizzling, some freshly ground pepper, 2 cups of chicken stock, 1 large sprig fresh rosemary, 2 tablespoons unsalted butter, some sea salt, and 1 clove of garlic, and then it goes into white corn polenta. So what modifications do we have to make? Well, the first thing is, if you look at this picture, that is a pork loin chop. It's kind of like this. If you look at my pork chops, they are pork chops. When I picked this recipe, I didn't realize that. So that's the first thing. Second thing is they want 4, we're making 2 because I don't want to eat this for a week. Next, it talks about broccoli rabe or rapini, which is different than regular broccoli. I couldn't find it. I have broccoli. Close enough. Next, it wants corn polenta. I'm not a big fan of polenta. I'll try it again at some point, but I don't have any. I didn't want to buy any. So we're going to make mashed potatoes, except we're only mashing 1 potato because it's just me. Next, I hate to do too many modifications, but it's what I have. So next is 1 sprig of fresh rosemary. Yeah, I got rosemary. It's not fresh. And I think, oh, that's the other thing. So because it's a pork chop, it's supposed to be a pork loin chop, what they want you to do is brown it over there and then bake it. Since we're doing regular pork chops, there's no point in baking this. I'm just gonna cook them over there. It's less stuff, so it makes more sense. And then the final thing is, I have some mushrooms that look like they need to get used, so we're gonna use them. And that's about it. Otherwise, this is a pretty simple recipe, and I think we should be able to get through it, or at least I should be able to get through it, hopefully. We shall see. So as always, there's 1 on me, 1 on the down angle. I think what we should probably do is start with the mushrooms, the broccoli, and the garlic first, since I'm gonna cook all that together. That'll be in 1 bowl. And then we'll do the potato in another bowl. And I'll get that going, and then we'll do the pork chop, and we'll just kind of roll through this one thing at a time. So, here we go. I already honed this before you guys got here. And then I have the container it came in to use as my little Rachel Ray garbage pail. By the way, with mushrooms, they say you're not supposed to wash them, you're just supposed to wipe them down. I can't do that. That just seems gross. So I wash them and let them dry. I don't know if that's the right thing to do or not, but it's what I do. Okay, moving on. Let's go to broccoli. Last but not least, we'll do our garlic. Today I will try and use my scraper instead of my knife blade. Okay, moving along. Now we're going to do the potato. There's not much to this. I'm not peeling it because I like the peel on. I just want to get rid of anything that looks bad or weird. The goal here is to have the potatoes basically about the same size. That way they should all cook at about the same rate. So next, let's take a look at our pork chops. We got to drain them and then dry them. Start the water, because that may take a little bit. Put the heat on this one. And then I need to move my cameras and clean up a bit. I'll be right back. Welcome back. So I cleaned up a bit. I've got my water on for the potatoes. I've got my heat on for the saute pan. I've got everything pretty much lined up. I think we're in pretty good shape. A little bit of salt in here. Yeah, it's boiling already. Fair amount of salt in there. About medium heat, maybe medium high. Put a little butter in. They say you wait for the foam to subside when you're using butter. I don't know. I think that did it. Let's go. Well, so what we've done here is we finished the pork chops. While that was going, I made the mashed potatoes. I kind of screwed this part up a little bit. So the pork chops took a long time to cook, therefore some stuff kind of burned a little. So when I put more olive oil in to try and saute my vegetables, it just got absorbed. So I just said, screw it, threw in the chicken stock to deglaze the pan, and we're going to do the best we can. This may not, it's almost like I'm boiling the vegetables, not sauteing them, because clearly I'm not sauteing them. But if it tastes okay, I'll live with it. What I should have done is just grabbed another pan to saute with and just use this just to deglaze the pan. And even then, I'm not sure I should have done it because it had a lot of burnt stuff on it. So we'll see. It is what it is. It smells really good. I figure as long as I'm screwing this up completely, let's mix a little cornstarch and water and turn this into a gravy. Let me get a little closer. So that sounds good. Who doesn't like gravy? Should have thought of this at first. Look at that. Thickens that right up. I'll turn this off before it's completely destroyed. Okay, well, this is half a disaster, but not too bad. Let me move my cameras and assemble this, and we'll see how it tastes. All right, well, another one in the books. So here's what we have, and the down angle camera will show this better. It looks good. I know it's really dark, but the sauce is actually good. So the problems I had, the big problem was the pork chops took too long to saute so that things burned a little bit. So then what I should have done is used another pan to saute those vegetables. Unfortunately, I kind of boiled them in broth is what really happened. It actually does look good. Could use a knife and a fork. It looks good, it smells good. The sauce has a little too much rosemary. I've already, tasted it. But it wasn't that hard to do. You saw most of the time I was standing around. In fact, I did all the dishes. Almost all the dishes have been done while that was cooking. So the important part here is the pork chop. Let's take a bite and see what happens. Well, it's cooked. That's good. Yeah, that pork chop is really nice. The sauce is really good. Like I said, the sauce probably has a little too much rosemary, but I didn't notice it in that bite. But when I tasted it before, the vegetables are probably just all wilted and terrible. Yeah. Not only are they not very good, way too much rosemary on the vegetables. But the mashed potatoes, let's try that. See how the gravy goes with that. Yeah, that's good too. So really the only part of this that's screwed up is the vegetables that kind of got boiled in broth and rosemary. I doubt I'll eat them. But the pork chop's really good. The mashed potatoes are really good. And that sauce, once I added the cornstarch to it, it thickened right up. And it's really good on the pork chops, and it's really good, or pork chop, and it's really good in the mashed potatoes. So in general, I would say this was a success, even though it was half a disaster with that part with the sauteing the vegetables. Again, if you get the pork loins, you're going to be baking anyway, so that won't happen. If you do what I did, just grab another pan and saute your vegetables in it. Otherwise, it worked out pretty good. So I'd say if you like the video, please like the video. If you like what I'm doing, please subscribe. And every now and then run up to the website, readalinedocooking.com, check the About page, check the recipes. This recipe I will post within 24 hours. So, till next time, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Bye-bye.